Okay, folks, welcome back. I am surprised this came out this early. I was expecting it more towards this weekend because the 7 days would not get you through the finals right now. So, interestingly enough, there is some things in it. We'll look at it. Obviously, there is some Carolina and Texas rigs and offset hooks and that type of stuff. We're not going to get too much into that. You guys can see what them are. They're all pretty solid. We're going to get into the polls, and there's a very interesting deal here. So let me take you into the game quick. Okay, we will be looking at the gear really quick. This is a two rods, two reels, two lines rod case. We won't be using that. This is the classic 15 tackles for the tournament. I think all of them pretty much have that. And this is 22 pounds and 154 pounds for the keep net. That is actually 10 kilograms and 70 kilograms for your biggest fish, single fish, can be 22 or 10 kilograms. Your total fish weight can be either 154 pounds or 70 kilograms depending on what measurement system you use. So we're going to pop that out. We're not going to use that. So I have a real interest. Something shocks me here a little bit on the poles. Uh, First of all, this looks like a good setup here at first glance. If I remember right, though, I can't remember if the line works on the reel. I have to pull up my. Actually, let's do that real quick. I will tell you exactly on my Basscaster what I have set up, and I just did it, so that's why I don't have a good memory of it. So it would be right here, and I had to go with heavier braids, so that means the reel, we'll test it, but that reel will break 23-pound ones. In most cases in Fish Planet, you can match them up identical, but I think on this braid you can't. We're going to test that real quick. And then also, this is really interesting that there's a 33-pound max drag on a 23-pound pole. For some reason, I think being that that's a 3500S, I think that's just a typo. I think it's supposed to be a 2200 or 22-pound max drag. So let me put different lines on this and we're going to go test it out to make sure that's what it is. Also, real quick, too, the stuff that you get besides the rigs, not real impressive. I don't think it'll be too useful in this world tour for personally what I would use. Maybe the shads, these ones might work a little bit. Maybe. I mean, they're not going to be terrible, but they're not going to be that great. These two you might as well not use. That's a smallmouth one, works better at smallmouth. This one could work at Florida, but you're going to want to use the X Series 6.0 or the 4.0 for that. And the spinner baits, these might work pretty good at Louisiana, but nothing real impressive in that fact of it. But let's go check out these poles. And as you can see right here, I break the line um, with it. So definitely 23 braid cannot be run on that 23 casting reel. So you can see two notches down that drag is almost breaking the line already off of that setup. So it is in fact 33 pounds. It did in fact break this line, which I figured it would. So you need to use this line right here to run this max drag on this setup. These are the same exact setups, by the way. You don't need the titanium leader. This is my preset. But you definitely need to run this line on both these poles in order to make them work. Also, this pole, as you can see, is in fact 33 pounds, which blows my mind. We only had the drag on 4, and it was basically maxing out this setup. So this is, I wouldn't, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even use any part of this deal. Yeah, I mean, you could maybe put a different reel on this pole, like possibly maybe a Counselor 3500 or something like that. But this pole, to me, not very useful. It also don't cast very far. This one is slightly better, and if you're gonna do it, you need to put this line on it here. I'll put it on so you guys can see it. And it can even throw the big X Series bass jig. This is the one I would be using this weekend. And not only that, guys, real quickly, if you're looking at this pack, Let's get that line on there. But I wouldn't be using this at all, as you guys know. Um, Let me see. Let's get that on there. 26 right here. This is the one you'd want to be using. This is a setup you'd want to set this up with. And we'll go take it to the lake just so you can see it. Max drags it. But I would never be using a pole like this anyway for this weekend. I mean, if you're low level and this is what you got, you would. I mean, your recovery is just way too slow. Um, if you guys want it really quick, I will show you what I would be using this weekend. So let's go over. Let's go. I normally would use my Fire Zeus, but I'll pop one of these on just really quick so you guys can see. I would be using this setup, the Griffin Spod with the 46 and the 46 for all these fish. Every one of these can be caught on this pole. Now, a lot of people would want to go to the Thunder Spin or the Kraken, um, but you're just wasting your time on these bass. They don't necessarily care about the speed too much, and you want to keep it off the bottom a little bit. So you definitely this one will help you out. It's way quicker reel than like the Kraken or the Thunder Spin. I know them are more popular, but once I put out that recovery video to show you that recovery matters a lot, people should be using the spot. This is what I use in Bass Challenge, and it does really well. When you hook a fish with this, it comes right in and you don't lose them. So at least with this pull here, you can see we can max drag it. It's not a perfect setup, and that fish, if it charges us, can get off, but and it still fights a little bit here. If I was going to use any of these poles, as you see, this is a unique, I can tell. Yeah, not a great unique, but it's a unique. I've caught a few already here in my bag. Right here, you can see I just tried it out a few times, make sure, but you can definitely max drag it. It's not ideal, but this is probably the part from the pack you'd want is these two. These two right here, just there's not a whole lot here. If you look to when we put the same thing on, let's put a um, really quick. Let's put this and our nymph on. You'll see that this also doesn't cast out very far in comparison. It only reaches there, whereas that first 710, you know, as a rule of thumb, longer poles cast farther. You can see it does cast farther with both of them having the exact same thing. So this 7.3, that one's going to get sold. I think I'm actually not going to get rid of this. And keep in mind, too, guys, that normally you can see the packs here in the tournament packs. This one, I actually had to go to the PlayStation Store to find, by the way. And because of the situation that is going on over there, normally I would never recommend this pack. And this is probably my least favorite pack I've seen them come out with for a while. But I did buy it because of the war and stuff that they're dealing with to help support them. But as a pack in a whole, strictly speaking, this pack for me personally offers nothing. This is exactly the same as my Basscaster I already had. Is that one that VBO one you guys saw? And honestly, I just don't see anything that was for lures or nothing in there for me that stands out. So I'm pretty straightforward with you guys. I'd never tell you anything I wouldn't. But if you want to support Fishing Planet by the pack, if you want to get something that helps you, this is not going to help you much. This pole, if you're low level, and the licenses will help you in the keep net if you're low level. But if you're not low level, there's not a lot here. And I know that sucks to say, and I feel bad saying it, but it is what it is, guys. Hopefully this helps you out. We'll see you next time, folks.